4. We are just waiting for the for our MCT Kaveerooban Krishnan, and the sooner he will be available with us, might be he's
This
facing
is
some technical error to join. So we will start our session. Thank you very much, and stay tuned.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
Bangesh, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yep. So, can I start?
Hello.
Yes. Kavi here.
Yes, sure. I was waiting for you.
Okay. So, let me just get my screen up, people.
Sure. Please go ahead. I welcome you in to the session.
Yep. So you
Hi.
guys are able to see me, right?
Yes.
Hi, guys. Very good morning to you.
Thank you very much for joining, and over to you.
I don't think I can hear you well. Yeah, come again, Bangesh.
Yes. You're audible. You're audible to me.
Okay, that's great. So,
Great. Go ahead,
when
please.
can
Go
I
ahead.
start? I can start, is it? All right, great, guys. Just give me a moment. I'm going to be starting my um screen, sharing my screen right now. One moment. Okay. Hi, everyone. A very good morning.
Sir, I think we
Sir,
can't.
you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
I'm clear,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Yep.
you. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes, go ahead.
Once again, a very good morning to you. My name is Kaveerooban Krishnan. You guys can call me Kavi. And thank you so much for joining this session today. So, the topic that I'll be talking about is Cyber Threat 2022. Now, I was told that the audience are going to be right from beginners to intermediate, which means there are some of you guys who do not have or do not know anything related to IT. You guys don't have anything to do related to IT, to cyber security, and so on. Now, if you're on that page, don't worry, because I'm going to start right from the basic today. And also, if you're wondering, why do I need to know about cyber threat? What has cyber threat got to do with me? Now, let me tell you this. Cyber threat or cyber security awareness, let's call it that, is important for all of us, each and every one of us. Now, why do I say that? See, we all use mobile phones, right? We all use mobile phones. We are streaming this summit right now using our devices, laptops. We have Wi-Fi's. We connect to the internet. Social media is there. These days, even my grandfather has social media. He sends me good morning messages on WhatsApp, literally every single morning. So we all use the internet. We all use the technology, IoT devices, regardless of the age. So cyber threat or cybersecurity awareness is very, very important to all of us. Only when we know what kind of attacks are coming our way, we will be able to protect ourselves. Am I right? So now, what am I going to be doing throughout of today? I'm not just going to be giving you information, talking. No, rather, I'm going to be, of course, talking about cyber threat. And besides that, I'm actually going to show you live demos. Live hacking demos is what I'm going to be showing you. I'm going to show you how, if with one mistake, if you just click on an attachment and you open it, what can happen to you. If there is a malware or a virus inside of it, what can happen to you? I'm going to show you that. What else? I have a mobile phone over here. I'm going to show you how a mobile phone can get hacked. I'll show you the steps. And if that happens, what, from the hacker's point of view, what he'll be able to do to you? Will he be able to stream your webcam, your camera, record your audio? All of that I'm actually going to show you, but just bear with me. Towards the beginning, I'm going to be giving you a lot of information so that once the demo starts, you'll be ready and prepared to actually understand that. So with that being said, I'm going to move on with my topic. So if you're ready, I just want you to type 1 on the chat box like this. This is our mode of communication today. Yeah, we can just type 1 if you guys are ready. Okay, that's great. John, who else is ready? Miguel is ready. RJ is ready. Mark is ready. All right, guys, that is great. So if you have any questions in between, feel free to drop it on the chat box. I am going to go and take a look at it. Or you can even choose to stop me right away, because when I'm presenting, I don't think I'll be able to see the chat box. Or Bangash, maybe you can just note down the questions and you can pass it to me later. Yeah. So now
Sure,
let's
sure.
go ahead. Thank you, Bangash. Let's go ahead with our topic today. I'm going to start this with a question to you guys. So now tell me, what is security? The moment you hear the word security, let's forget whether it's cyber security or whatever, just the word security. When you hear the word security, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Can you just drop it on the chat box? One word. Exactly. Safety, protection is there, confidentiality is there, privacy is there, and all of it is there. So when we actually start talking about safety, protection, confidentiality, privacy, and all of this, guard, yes. What are we looking at? Is it 100%? Are we talking about 100% assurance, correct? Is it 100%? Now let me give you a scenario here. You see, you're on a vacation, you're going to, for example, Bali. Yeah, anyone from Bali here? You're going to Bali and you're going with your family. You're going to be staying in a hotel. So when you go to the hotel, the guy on the front desk welcomes you. He says, welcome to this hotel. This is a 5-star hotel and this is a secure property. This is what He tells you, yeah. And I'm going to guarantee you, you're going to have a very great, splendid time, memorable time with your family, friends, partner, whoever you go with. That is scenario number one. Now let's talk about scenario number two. The exact same place, the exact same hotel, but at the front desk, the guy welcomes you this way. He says, just a bit of alteration in words. Yeah, he says, welcome to this hotel. This is a 5-star property, and this is an 80% secure property. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to start having a lot of doubts. A lot of questions are going to start popping up. Why is it 80% secure? What is the balance 20% that I need to be worried about? Come on, this is a 5-star hotel. I've paid a lot for this. Why can't you give me 100%? Why has it got to be 80%? What is the 20% that I need to be worried about? This is what's going to be constantly running in your mind. Yeah, and I can guarantee you, even if you decide to stay with your family, with your partner there and so on, this is because no one is perfect. All right, coming back to this, I can guarantee you that you are going to constantly be worried about something. What is wrong? What is the 20%? What do I need to be worried about and so on? Yeah. So another example for you. You see, there's a house here. Now, what is the first thing that we all do? Especially Asians, yeah? In Asian country, let's assume you're buying a brand new house. Before moving in, there's one thing that we all always try to do. What do? Anyone? Before moving in, the house comes with a wooden door, with glass windows, a roof, and so on. We do inspection, we check privacy. No, before actually moving in, we check the locks. It's a brand new house. We are going to grill it up. Am I right? Is the place safe? Yeah, we're going to grill it up. Okay, that comes later. But first of all, we are going to start grilling it up. If there's no gate, open concept, I don't like it. I'm actually going to put up a gate. And that is not enough for me. I'm going to lock it up with a padlock. And with today's technology, I can. Yeah, guys, if you do not have any questions, I believe you can actually mute yourself. Bangesh, can you just help me with that? Thank you. So coming back to this, that's what you're going to do. And with today's technology, you're simply going to latch everything up. You're going to put in alarms. You're going to put in CCTVs, motion light sensors, safety doors, whatever you name it, you have it. Yeah, with today's technology. But my question here is, with all of this security in place, do break-ins still take place? Bangesh, is everything okay? I see some chats saying that not able to see my screen and so on.
Right now you have you shared your screen is there. You shared your presentation.
Yeah, I don't know why it's actually
Yeah, it's there.
getting
Your
me out of
presentation
it.
is there. Yeah, the
Yeah.
presentation is there.
Okay,
What
am
is
I the
security?
presenter? Am I the presenter? Am I on presenter's mode? Because I believe someone else is starting to take over.
No, the presentation is there. Right now we
Okay,
can
okay.
see what is security.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Maybe you can just make me presenter mode if I'm not. Yeah. Okay, so coming back, guys. Sorry, a lot of technical stuff going on here. Thanks for those who actually told me that you're not able to see my screen. Now you see my screen, and now is with all of this security in place, do break-ins still take place? Well, the answer is yes. With all of this security in place, break-ins still do take place. We hear it all or every day on the news. Break-ins are happening everywhere with all of the security defenses in places. Now, my question is, why do you spend the money? Why do you spend the time, the effort into deploying all of the defenses when security break-ins still do happen around us? Break-ins still do happen. Now, what are we actually trying to do here? What are we trying to achieve? What we are trying to do here is, once again, screen is going off. Okay, I'm not sure what the issue is, but I'm just going to Continue. Yeah. Sharing. I'm sharing. Yes, I'm sharing. Let me just check. Quick check. Okay. Am I sharing? Nope. Nope. Bangesh, what is the problem, Bangesh? Can you just, I think you need to put me in presenters mode and lock that up or something. Come again?
Someone's presenting in the screen.
Yeah, I think this is me. This is me right now. I'm trying to, you guys are able to see, right?
Yeah.
But it keeps getting
It's
canceled
visible
out.
now.
All good, sir.
Okay.
I think there's a setting on where you can actually disable it so the admin or the speaker can actually just keep the screen to himself or put it on priority.
Yeah, I think I'm not on priority.
Okay. Sorry about that, sir.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, no problem. No
Yeah,
problem. Right.
it's showing
I'm
the
going to
screen
go
is
ahead.
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, yep. Yeah, you know, whenever I go back and forth, it tends to disappear, go out of presenters mode. All right, anyways, let's go back. So what am I trying to say right now is what we try to do when we deploy all of these layers of security is to make the hacker's life or the intruder's life more harder. I want you to understand from this point out onwards, security is never 100%. Yeah, so many of us, we think that I have an antivirus. My company has a firewall. What do I need to be worried about? No one's going to attack me. That's what we think. But that is not true, ladies and gentlemen. With whatever defenses you have in place, attacks can still come your way, right? Be aware of that. Now, moving on, I like to use this phrase where I say attackers are like water. Now, why is that? Let's imagine this is a wall and there is water on the other side. Now, a small crack, may not be visible to human eyes. A small, tiny crack, hairline crack on the wall is enough for that water to seep through those walls, penetrate through that wall, and come out on the other side. Now, just like that, that is what attackers need. A small, tiny gap in your systems, in your servers, or wherever, and they are going to penetrate through your defenses or whatever and come the other side. And also another thing about attackers, they always only bother when they get a good return on investment. So what is the investment over here? Time, effort, skill set. You need some skill sets to actually go around and start hacking people's devices and so on. So skill sets is there. Maybe money is there. They would have probably purchased identities or tools, to aid them with these hacks and so on. So all of these are their investments. So they always want a return for that. They wouldn't want to simply attack you if they're not going to get anything in return. Now, some of us may actually say, you know what, Kavi, doesn't matter. I have nothing on my device. Well, technically thinking, there's no such thing as there's nothing on my device. But let's assume you say, okay, I have nothing on my device. Or even if my laptop gets hacked, I have nothing valuable on my device that the hacker can actually use against me. Now you see, your computer itself is an ROI for them. Now, why do I say that? Using your computer, using your laptop, the hacker can actually virtually rent it out for about $5 an hour. Now that is good money for him. The hacker can actually start using your device to attack another person. Now, who are the authorities going to come after? It's going to be you, because he actually used your device. Yeah. So now when we talk about attacks, they always need some sort of information about you before they target you. So how do these attackers actually get your stuff? Now, there are two main ways over here. Number one, you give it to them. Now, how is that? Why would I go and give information to a hacker? You know what? Come on, man. Go and compromise my device. I have no problem with that. Now, no one is going to do that. Am I right? So how is this? Let's take this for an example. Yeah, let's take social media, for example. I'm going to go with Instagram. I'm sure we all are on Instagram. And I'm going to take the feature Insta Story. Now, with the feature Insta Story around, all of us or many of us post a lot online, right? Now there's one problem with that. Sometimes we actually go, like, for example, like today we are going to start posting and saying, here today I'm attending this summit. You could be in your office sitting at your cubicle, and you're going to say, I cannot wait for the weekend. Anyone like that, I'm guilty. So when we start doing that, sometimes we are unaware that we post certain important information out there. For example, some of us may actually have sticky notes around our cubicle. Some of us may have sticky notes around the cubicle, and maybe there are usernames, maybe there are passwords to a remote desktop connection, which you actually use in your organization. Now, if that information goes out there, and if an attacker has actually been monitoring you, that is valuable information to him. Yeah. So now let's also. Hello. Okay. So now let's also take a look at attackers for this matter. Yeah. We start posting online, and then we actually say Bali again, my new home, or my home for the next 7 days, Bali. You actually post that. And as an attacker, I have the information that you live with your partner, only the both of you. Now, the both of you are on a vacation, and you actually give me the information saying that 7 days you're going to be out. Now, what information does that give me? It means I have 7 days to break in. And once I succeed, I do not have to rush. I can keep on trying. I may fail the first 1 or 2 days, but once I succeed and I go inside, I do not need to rush out. I can start making myself comfortable. I can have a staycation in your house. I can help you feed your cat, your fish, no problem. I'll watch Netflix, cook a nice meal. And before you come back, you're going to update that to me as well. You're going to say, I just landed on the airport, super tired, and I can actually start estimating. All right. By the time you pick up your baggages and you travel back, I have 2 hours. I can simply just walk out of your house with all of your belongings.
You are muted, sir.
Kavi?
Thank you for that.
Muted.
Yeah, did someone mute me? Okay, so I'm going to actually start streaming this video. So if you do not hear it, please let me know. If you don't hear the audio, you should be able to.
Hey Serena,
Yeah,
what you got in your bag?
it's my new heels for graduation.
So we can see your presentation.
Good morning, guys. Guess what day it is?
We can
It's
see
my
your
birthday.
presentation.
Presentation coming.
Are you trying to present something, sir? Because
Yes,
we
yes,
can't
I
see-
am.
We can't see the.
We don't
We
see
didn't
any
see
presentations.
What do you see?
we still see your face, sir.
You see my
There's
screen
no
right now?
person.
We're not
No,
Yes,
actually.
sir,
sir.
but
No,
we
no,
didn't
sir.
see
Just
your
you.
presentation recently.
I'll be requesting to everyone, kindly, let me allowed to speak. Let me communicate with Kabir. I'm grateful to you all. Thank you. Because it was quite difficult. Everybody was speaking. So thank you very much. And let me allowed to do the conversation with him. Kabir, right now we cannot see the presentation and whatever you are presenting.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click on stop sharing. And now I'm going to share content again. Okay. So do you see it now?
Yes, yes, now.
Okay. So I'm going to present this.
Hey Serena.
Do you hear the audio? Do you see the video?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
it's
It's
fine.
okay now.
It's fine.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What you got in your bag?
Sir.
It's my new heels for graduation. morning, guys. Guess what day it is? It's my birthday. Hey, where are these cherries coming from?
Okay, guys, so that was a video showing that how something that you give put out there on the internet can actually become very valuable to a hacker. So I'm so sorry for all the technical issues going on, guys. Bangesh is the moderator, so if anything's going on, you guys don't hear me, or so what, you can actually put it on the chat box and then let him actually do the moderation. Because if all of us start, I appreciate you guys letting me know, but let's just let Bangesh do what's necessary. So moving on, so that was a very beautiful video, a simple short video showing us how the information that we put out there can become very, very valuable. Yeah, sometimes we do not notice, or we are not aware that we are giving out very valuable information. So that is the first one, we give it out to them. Let's talk about the second part here. Someone or something that you trust gives it to them. Now, how is that? Let's take social media again for an example. I'm going to go with Facebook. Now, Facebook's data gets breached on average, yeah, once a year. I'll show you the statistics next. Yeah, I'm not simply saying this. Facebook's data gets breached on average once a year. So when Facebook gets hacked or the data gets breached, of course, the company data goes out. But together with that, the customer's data is going to go out as well. Now, who are Facebook's customers? You, me, and everyone here. In this era, I think everyone has Facebook. So we are all Facebook's customers. Now, based on what we have been sharing out there, that information could actually go out. So let me go to the next slide. And here you can see these are the world's data breach record up to 2018 up to 2022. And you can see Facebook, our friend here, has been there in the span of like 4 or 5 years thrice. You see Facebook, 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 and so many other big names over here. And these are not money, these are not currency or what. These digits are actually number of data breached. 533 million data were breached, Facebook's data. Yeah, somewhere around between 2021 and 2022. So based on what we have shared on Facebook could be out there. Many of us share photos, some of us share locations, some of us share our profile, where we live, our occupation, our siblings, and so on. Everything is out there. Yeah, so be aware of this. And here we actually see more data, more in detail. Facebook is over here. We also have Marriott Hotel. This happened in 2018, where 383 million records were stolen. And this included personal information, credit card details. My screen is out.
Yes.
Stop sharing. Okay. Stop sharing. And now it says only meeting organizers and presenters can share. I'm not able to share my screen, Bangesh.
You can share.
No, on my side it says only meeting organizers and presenters can actually share. I'm going to take a snippet of that and put it up so that. Yeah, guys, I think the others, you can actually turn off your videos, you know. Okay, yeah, now I'm able to do that. I'm just going to put the screenshot anyways. I wasn't able to do that earlier. Now I'm going to share. You see, every time when I actually go to a different slide, this problem happens. So let's just go on, guys. So sorry about that. Once again, let's go back. We only have less than an hour to go. So these are the records that you see: Facebook, Microsoft, Twitter, Marriott Hotel last year, 2018. 383 million records were stolen. Yeah, that includes personal details, credit card details, passports of customers, and so on. I just clicked on next. Do you guys still see my screen? Just to confirm. Bangash? Still
Yes,
there?
yes, yes. Go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
go
great.
ahead.
Okay, so now let's talk about this. What is the best way for a bad guy to get your data? So this is called phishing, yeah, phishing emails being sent and so on. So you can see this small tiny guy over here in white. This guy is our scammer for today. So he says, I have a new hobby. It's called phishing. And he says, I send fake banking emails to gullible executives. Then I find out their financial information and use it to steal the money that they do not deserve. So this guy actually goes ahead and sends out 3 identical emails. Okay, so he's going to send out 3 identical emails to 3 people, the same emails. So guy number 1, this guy doesn't buy it. He says, it's a scam. I'm not going to give in. Why should I give in my account details? And then this lady with a very cool hairstyle over here says the same, does not buy it. But our friend over here, this is the email that he received. Dear customer, this is your bank. We forgot your social security number and password. Why don't you send them to us so we can protect you? And he says, I want my money to be protected. So I'm going to go ahead and actually give in my bank account details. Okie dokie. And this guy actually falls for it. Now we are talking about 1 out of 3 people. Now imagine hundreds of 500 emails, phishing emails are sent out in a day. Imagine how many actually go back. A lot of people fall for this. So the answer here is you willingly hand it over. Yeah, let me tell you a short story that actually happened here in Malaysia. I believe I'm out again, yeah? And someone else is sharing the
No,
screen. No?
Again, now out.
Yeah. Okay, back in.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So let me just share a short story, a true incident that actually took place here in Malaysia. So what happened? This lady received a call, and it was from the bank. The bank actually told her that, ma'am, have you been making any purchases internationally? It was for around 10,000 ringgit Malaysia. So that's approximately 2.5.
Eh, Kabir, are you there? Yes, we are facing some technical issues. Kabir?
Yeah, I'm here. I believe someone is actually fiddling with this. I don't know if I actually have the presenters mode, because many people seem to be having the control here. Can you just check on that? Because as I speak, people are actually muting me, and you guys don't like me or what? So yeah, now I'm able to see you. You guys are able to see me. I'm just going to leave my I have two screens running here. So I think I'll just leave my Teams screen over here, so I will be able to see if anyone is trying to switch off my microphone. Guys, please don't do that. We have very limited time. I actually want to show you guys the hackings here. So let's try to finish this off. So coming back to the story, this lady received a call from the bank, and then they asked her, and she said, "No, please help me." So the banker said, "Ma'am, don't worry. We suspected this because based on your track records and so on, you have no purchases online internationally. So we suspected this immediately. We stopped it, and now we're actually calling you to make a verification." And then once they start communicating, these bankers started verifying, asking for her details, and then he said, "Ma'am, I'm going to need a few details of yours. I'm going to need your name, I'm going to need your bank card number, I'm going to need your bank card CVV expiry, and all of this." This lady was in a very tense situation because almost 3,000 US dollars, that's big money. And she went on giving all of this information. So the banker said, "Ma'am, you're going to notice there will be 3,000 US dollars deduction from your bank, but don't worry. This is because when this transaction was attempted to make, it was processed, but it wasn't successful. So once we actually look into this, you are going to see 3,000 US dollars go out of your account. But don't worry, give us 1 or 2 working days. We are going to put that money back inside." The lady was so grateful. She said, "Thank you so much, sir." And so on. The call ended. One day passed by, 2 days went on. There was no 3,000 US dollars coming back into her account. She went on to call the bank. And when she called the bank, she asked them, "Where is my money? Why haven't you guys refunded it?" And then they started talking to each other, and the bank said, "Ma'am, we never called you in the first place. We didn't call you." And then only then she realized that there was no 3,000 US dollars or 10,000 ringgit Malaysia actually trying to be smuggled out of a bank. She gave the details out directly to the hackers, and they actually took it out from her bank. So many people are unaware of this. Yeah, many people are naive about this. They actually this is what happens. Yeah, people are so naive, they actually give out. Hi.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm out again. Now I'm back.
Yeah, yeah.
Still sharing, right?
Not sharing. Yes,
Not
we can see you.
sharing. How about now?
Yes, yes. It's
Okay.
sharing.
So, all right. So now when we talk about all of this information, hackers after our data, our identity theft, and so on, what do they actually do with all of this information? They can actually sell it on the dark web, and all you could be worth on the dark web is a maximum of $1,200. That's the max, based on how much you have actually exposed on the internet. It could be entertainment accounts, credentials, social media credentials, whatever it is. All maximum $1,200. That's all. Let me go further and I'll break it down, yeah, for you. Okay, so this is for the credit card category. As you can see, a cloned MasterCard with PIN details goes out for just $25 on the dark web. That is all it is worth. Cloned Visa with PIN goes out at $25 as well. Yeah, and then we have credit card details with account balance up to 1,000 goes out for 150. Balance up to 5,000 goes out for 240 US dollars. And let's go to the last list over here. Credit card details with CVV. Now, this could be credit card, could be debit card. You know, ever since the pandemic, many of us started doing online shopping. Am I right? And not every website that we visit requires or sends us OTP, one-time PIN. Not every site. So yeah, so coming back to this, some websites, all you need is your card number, your expiry, and also your CVV number. That is all you need. So that is also out there. Hackers are after that, and it's only sold at $35 out there on the dark web. And then we have payment processing services. Your PayPal goes out for 100. Your hacked PayPal account logins, credentials, all of this is also being sold out there. We have crypto accounts. Hackers, they are always after crypto accounts. Why? So if you guys are into crypto, then you have to be careful, because when they demand for ransom, they are not actually going to request or demand for currency, for actual money, physical money. Why is that? Because chances are the authorities will be able to narrow the search down, and they may be caught. They are going to start leaving trails and traces. So no, that is not going to do. I'm going to instead start using cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, because it's much easier for one to create an account and also to transfer and transport these currencies around. Yeah. And then we also have social media. Non-traceable. Thank you for that. We have social media. Hacked Facebook account, $65. Instagram, Twitter, Gmail, everything is out there. Now, you may actually start wondering, why would someone purchase Facebook for $65 when it can be purchased for free? That's right. Why would someone go and purchase Facebook for $65? Now, if you think of this, if I were to create a new Facebook account, and if you haven't created Facebook these days, you should know that it is not as easy as it used to be. Yeah, there are some verification needed for you to actually create a Facebook account. So if I create a Facebook account, if I start using my own identity, then that's not going to be good for me. I'm a hacker, right? I'm a bad guy. So no, I'm going to start using fake details. Now, if I use fake details, how am I going to get friends? People don't know me. Many people are not going to trust me. So how am I going to get them to trust me? No, it's not going to work. But rather, if I purchase a hacked Facebook account, I get the credentials, I log in, I become that person. Yeah, I impersonate that person. And now, if I go to the messenger, and there will be, I take the top 50 chats, for example, and I'm actually going to start sending messages to all those 50 people. They could be your friends, they could be your close friends. I'm going to say, you know what, I lost my mobile phone. Can I have your number back? I'll give you a call later, something like that. Tell me, out of 50, don't tell me at least 20 or 30 are actually going to believe me, because probably they just chatted with me yesterday. So they're going to go ahead and give their mobile numbers to me. Now I have their mobile numbers. Let's assume 30 of them, 50 of them. Yeah, depends. I have all of their mobile numbers. I can go to their profile, because even if it's private, I'm their friend. So I'll be able to access it. There could be photos there. There could be locations there. And then now I can start tracking each one of them using their mobile phone numbers or photos or whatever that I want. That is possible. So you see, this is why a lot of this out there on the dark web. And also talking about Gmail, these days we all connect every possible social media or accounts or whatever accounts for this matter to our Gmail. So which means if our Gmail's credential is out there, or someone has our credentials, it is going to be very, very difficult for us, because with that, they're going to go to Facebook, they're going to say forgot password, forget password, and then it is going to redirect us to Gmail, and Gmail is going to ask us, did you actually click on forgot password? Okay, you want to create a new password, and there you go. I bought your Gmail, and now I have your Facebook, I have your Instagram, I have your Twitter and everything. So is dual authentication still safe? Yeah, we're talking about multi-factor authentication. That is a better way. Yeah, you can actually go ahead to your App Store, Google Store, or your browser, and you can start using two-factor authentication, or we can call it multi-factor authentication. Google has their authenticator, Microsoft has their authenticator, and this is actually free. So you can go ahead and use that. Usually business accounts related to work, we always have this two-factor authentications in place. But how about our social media? How many of us actually have that? You see, this is how multi-factor authentication works. Now, if I have your Facebook username and password, and then I try to log in from a different device, and I click on login, it's going to ask me for a 6-digit PIN, which will only appear on the mobile phone that you registered your multi-factor authenticator there. So until and unless I do not, guys, are you still okay? Sorry, the screen just keeps moving around. So until and unless you provide me with those 6-digit pins, I won't be able to log into your Facebook or social media, despite having your credentials. So you guys can actually go ahead. I can actually show you. I'm just afraid to click open my browser. I'm afraid that I might get kicked out. But anyways, I want to show you guys this. So let me know if you don't see the screen or something. Yeah. So for you guys who do not know, you can go ahead. Okay, thank you. So you guys can go ahead and say, for example, I'm going to say Google Authenticator. Yeah. So you can go to your app stores and wherever, and you can actually download this, and then you install it on your device. And every time you log in into a new device with your credentials, usernames, and password, you will have to also put in the 6-digit PIN codes. And these 6-digit PIN codes are going to keep on being generated every 15 to 45 seconds, depending on what authenticators you use. So if a hacker does not have this information, he is not going to be able to log in. Yeah, so this is way more safer. Go ahead and get your Google or Microsoft authenticators and keep your social media accounts more safe, right? Let's go back to our slide. So now we have the details about all of these accounts. And now before I show you, I think I'll be able to show you about 3 live hacking demos. Yeah. And before that, we need to understand certain terms. So I'm going to talk a bit about malware. So what is a malware? It's a very important word that you need to know. Malware is a malicious software or a software with malicious intent. Now, the word malicious itself means someone or something that wants to harm you, someone or something that wants to do bad things to you. So for example, if you go to your app store, Play Store, Google Store, wherever, and you download an application and then you install it on your mobile phone, and that application actually steals your data. It's starting to collect data from your mobile phone. It means that application is malicious. That application contains a malware. Also, if you're browsing the internet and then the moment you visit a website, or you actually get a URL and you click on it, and the moment you go to that website, a software is dropped into your device. And that software actually monitors everything that you're doing. And it collects that information and sends it out to a hacker. It means that software or that website that you visited is a malicious website, and that website actually dropped a malware into your device. So same goes if it allows the hacker to control your device without your knowledge. That also means that it is malicious. So what are the types of malware available out there? Let's start with virus. I think we all know the word virus. We all know how it works. But what a virus actually does? See, a virus is a malware that comes into your device. It could be your computer, your laptop, your mobile phone, or any device for this matter. It's going to come into your device, and then it's going to infect it. It's going to do whatever it wants, and the malware is going to stay in your device. That is what we call as a virus. Now, just like everything around the world, evolution is always there. Everything evolves, just like COVID-19. See, when COVID-19 first came, there was one variant. Am I right? Now we have alpha, beta, gamma, monkeypox. I don't know, I lost count. Yeah, there are just so many variants, and each variant just becomes better, stronger. So just like that, the malware started evolving. It started with a virus, and then came the worm. Now the worm is very similar to your virus. Comes into your device, it's going to infect it, and this time it's not going to stay in your device. It is going to start moving like a worm from one device to another device. So if you or your device gets infected with a worm malware, and you actually go to your office and you connect to the network, this worm can start moving across the network, infecting one after another of your colleagues, whoever's connected to the same network. That is a worm. And then we have the spyware. Now, just like how the word says spy, it collects information. It spies on you, collects information, and then it sends it out to the hacker. And then we have keylogger. The keylogger malware is not interested in what you see. Rather, it is interested in what you type. Everything that you're typing on your keypad, on your keyboard, it is going to capture that. If you're typing your username, your password, it's going to capture that. It is going to send it out. If we have time later, I'll actually show you how this works. Yeah. And then we have ransomware. So ransomware, what happens? The malware comes into your device. It is going to lock all of your data. Or the better word for this, or the term used for this, is encryption. It's going to come into your device, encrypt all your data, and then the hacker is going to demand for ransom. Pay me money. If you want your data back, you have to pay me money. And when your data is encrypted, you won't be able to view it. Or even if you're able to view it, all you're going to be able to see is gibberish, a combination of random alphabet, numbers, and symbols. That's what you'll be able to see. And then we have Trojan. Trojan is also known as a fileless malware, or we can also call it a parasite, because a Trojan actually sits or hides inside of a different document. It could be a Word document, it could be a PDF, Excel, wherever, or whatever it is. The Trojan actually sits inside there, hides itself into these documents. I'm going to show you a demo of that. Yeah, we have a question: how can we ensure that the hacker will not attack us again after we pay the ransom for our files? There's no guarantee for that, and that is why authorities, they actually do not advise us to pay the ransom, because these guys are bad guys. How sure you are if you pay, you actually get your data back? Or maybe if you pay, they're going to start giving you half of the data back, and then they are going to say, pay me more money, and then I'll give you the other half. So it's not guaranteed. So we should take precautionary steps. We should have a backup, always have a backup. That is the most important thing over here. Always have a backup, because if you have a backup, then you do not need to rely on those data itself. Yeah. Okay, so moving on, let's also talk about 0 days of vulnerabilities. It is important for us to know what a vulnerability is. So let me just quickly explain what a vulnerability is. I think we have another 1 or 2 slides, and then we are going to go for the demo session, which I believe you guys are waiting for that. Yeah, we love demos. Great. Coming up next, let's quickly talk about vulnerabilities. So what is a vulnerability? You see, every device is made up of softwares. Yeah, we have softwares in every device. And how are softwares created? Humans create softwares. Now, everything that a human creates will have some sort of weaknesses. Yeah, look around you. Everything is man-made, human-made, and there will be some sort of weakness in it. So just like that, your softwares have weaknesses, and when it comes to weaknesses, we can actually divide that into 2. We have functional weakness, we have security weakness. You know what? I'm actually going to get up a notes so that you guys will be able to understand better, or in case you cannot hear me or something, at least you can read that out. So this notes here. So you can see that humans create softwares, and softwares will always have weaknesses. And when we say weaknesses, we also mean bugs. Yeah. And there are two types: functional and security bugs or weaknesses. So let's talk about functional bug. Functional bug is, let me just drag this a bit. All right. So functional bug is a function or a feature that is supposed to work, but it is not working. Let me give you an example. You're working on a document on Microsoft Word, yeah, and you want to actually bold a word. What are you going to do? You're simply going to highlight that particular word. You're going to go to bold and you're going to click on it. Now, if you do that and it doesn't work, it means it is a functional bug. It means that feature is supposed to work, but it's not working. So you're going to call your IT admin and you're going to say, there is a functional bug. My bold option is not working. Can you help me out? Now let's go to security bug. A function or a feature that is not supposed to work, but it is working. Now, how is that? For example, I go to your social media, I do not have your credentials, and then I am going to be able, if I'm able to log in somehow, it means that website has a security problem. A security bug is present because that function is supposed to not work. It shouldn't work. It shouldn't let me in if I do not have the proper credentials. But if it is letting me in, it is a security bug. So the term that we use for security bug is what we call as a vulnerability. And whenever there is a vulnerability, your software providers will have to fix it by sending in a patch. And that is what that comes in to us as software updates. We all get software updates. Recently, I think iPhone, they had a software update, iOS 16, 12. I don't remember, but everyone was so excited about the new feature on their screen, different clock and so on. But many people fail to think that if there is a software update coming in, it means there has been a security bug. The fixes are actually coming in. I've met people who have not updated their softwares for more than 2 years. If I ask them why, they're going to tell me because it's going to start lagging. It's going to start draining my battery. Well, you're so worried about your battery and lagging, but you're not worried about the vulnerabilities or the security issues in your mobile phones. Now, what if a hacker actually uses that vulnerability? Because the moment a bug patch or a software update comes out, everyone is aware of it. And only until you do the software updates, you are protected from that security bug. So if you fail to do, or if you delay doing it, then chances are a hacker will be able to hack you using that vulnerability. So if you get a security patch or a software update, guys, do it right away. Yeah, that is my advice. And also, whenever a vulnerability is identified, it is going to take around 50 to 230 days. Now, why that long? Because you see, there are thousands of strings of codes, and when a software provider, a programmer is going to start working on it, creating a patch and so on, he may have to start fiddling with all these strings of codes. Once he try rectifying one problem, another string may start giving up, or these two may not work together, and a lot of multiple problems like this. So they need to rectify all of these problems. They need to do multiple testings, and only when it is ready, they send it out to us as software updates. And from the time the vulnerability is discovered until the vulnerability is patched or the software updates are sent out to us, this period of time is what we call as a 0 day. And if you're attacked by a hacker during this period of time, we call it a 0 day attack. Yeah, so as you can see over here, you have a vulnerability, the hacker knows about it, he's going to try exploiting it, and if he attacks you, we call it as a 0 day attack. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about layers of defenses at home. Ever since the pandemic, if you tell me there's no Wi-Fi around restaurants, cafes, homes, I think 95 people are going to say, yes, I have. Yeah, because ever since the pandemic, work from home was there. Our kids started online classes, online tuitions, and so on. So there was a need for Wi-Fi at home. That besides our Netflix, Prime, and HBO, and so on. Let's not talk about that. But we need Wi-Fi because we work from home. Many of us work from home. We have online classes and so on. So if you have Wi-Fi at home, you are going to have two devices, a modem and a wireless router. Now, my question here to you is, when did you last change your password of your modem, of your router, and when did you last change or do your software updates? See, I told you every device will have softwares. So your modem has a software, your wireless router has a software. If they have softwares, they will have vulnerabilities. And if that is identified, it is going to be updated by the software provider. So if you haven't done this, it means you are vulnerable to attacks. Yeah, so go ahead and do your software updates for your modems and your wireless routers. And also about passwords, usually doesn't matter what Wi-Fi service that you use, regardless of what you use, when they come with a default password. You can go to the internet, you can click on the default password. Now, let me just give you an example. In Malaysia, we have Maxis, we have Unify. These are the Wi-Fi providers. So if I go ahead and say Maxis router default password, I'll be able to get it. See that? This is the password. And if I go ahead and say this is a different guy, it says just leave it blank. So the username is going to be admin, and then the password, there's no password. So if I do this on your router, it means I will be able to get into your router. Now, is that scary? Yeah. Yep. So you can go ahead and check your own model, what model you use. Depending on that, you can actually do a search and you'll be able to see how software updates can be done. It differs, yeah, so I won't be able to show you. It differs from model to model. So guys, go ahead and do that. And also let's talk a bit about antivirus. These days, all of our computers, devices, we have antivirus. But we need to know something, that antivirus works based on known patterns, behaviors, and signatures, which means it is only going to stop or prevent a malware or a virus from attacking us if it is a known malware. So how many known malwares are there? Let's go ahead and check that out. 1 million new malware variants that work. Let me just try Googling this. Yep, you can see here it says 317 new malware. Okay, over here, 17 January. All right. It says that there are 12 million new malware variants per month. And that makes 400,000 new malware variants every single day. So if you have antivirus installed on your device and a new one of those 400,000 new malware variants hits you, your antivirus is not going to pick it up because it does not know its signatures, it does not know its patterns, it does not know its behaviors. Yeah, antivirus just works like our body. Every time we are infected by a new virus, we fall sick, we go to the clinic or the medical center, and then we actually start getting antibiotics, and then it builds our antibody. And the next time the same virus attacks our body, our antibodies are able to protect itself. That is exactly how an antivirus works. Someone needs to get infected first, and then the antivirus companies are going to gather all of the signatures, behaviors, and patterns, put it in their database, and send it out to us users as software updates. And this is why antiviruses, they have a lot of software updates throughout. You may receive software updates every month. So what is it actually doing? It is updating all of this new malware variant so that you will be able to protect yourself if you ever hit by that. So many people think antivirus is there, I do not need to worry. That is not the case. Yeah, definitely not the case. Okay, so before we go to the demo, you need to understand how an attack takes place. So this is the cyber kill chain, or the attack phases of a basic cyber attack. The first stage starts with reconnaissance, or we can call it information gathering. So the hacker is going to start gathering all of your information. Now, once he has all those information, he could actually get this information from your social media, uh, or wherever for this matter. Once he gets all of this information, he's going to start weaponizing it, which means he's going to create a malware. What can I send to you? Can I actually send you a worm, or should I send you a spyware or a keylogger? Based on the attack, what he's after, he's going to be creating a malware and sending it out to you. And then that's going to be a delivery stage. Now I have the malware ready. How do I deliver it to my victim? Am I going to send it through an email? Can I actually send it through web URL? Can I put it in a USB and drop it somewhere near you? Will you be curious enough to take the USB and plug it in? Many people do that. Yeah, you find a USB, you are so curious to know what the content is. But what if they actually use that as a bait? Yeah. And then we have exploitation stage, which means the moment the victim clicks on it, and the malware is downloaded into the victim's device, we call that as exploitation. And then the malware gets installed on the device, and then it is going to establish a CNC connection between the hacker and the victim. We call this as a command and control connection. Now, once this connection is established, ladies and gentlemen, the hacker has compromised your device, which means he has total control over your device. So this is the basic attack chain, or phases of an attack that takes place. Okay, so this is the first demo that I'm going to be showing you, which is a fileless malware. So now let's understand what a fileless malware is. Remember, I showed you a Trojan. So a Trojan virus actually attaches itself into a different file, and it becomes a fileless malware. So what am I going to do today is I'll create a Word document, and then I'm going to create a malware. Take this malware, I'm going to hide it inside of the Word document, and we can assume we send it to our victim, and you will see what happens to the victim the moment the victim clicks open the particular attachment that has the fileless malware inside of it. So how am I going to show you this demo? I'm going to be using virtual machines. So if you guys are not familiar with what virtual machine is, let me just Google that for you. Virtual machine. So virtual machine, it works exactly like a computer. Yeah, you can have any virtual machine for this matter. You can have Windows 10, you can have Windows 11, but just that you do not run it on a physical machine. You're running it on another physical machine, which means right now I'm using, for example, I'm using Windows 10, and then I actually want Windows 7. I can have a virtual machine Windows 7 on my device. Yeah, so that is how it works. And let me just show you what a virtual machine looks like. over here. So these are virtual machines. Yeah, I have Windows 7 here. I will also have Kali Linux. Now, what is Kali Linux? Let me just go ahead and Google that as well. So Kali Linux is known as a hacking machine or a hacker's machine. So this is Kali Linux, and I'll show you what I'm using here. Okay, so this is what I'm using. Virtual machine of Kali Linux. This is the community version of Kali Linux. And I want to tell you that every demo that I'm going to be doing today is of free version demos. Free version applications or softwares or whatever that I'm using. So which means I'm using the community edition available platforms and softwares and so on. Yeah. So let's move on with our demo. I'm going to go ahead and start up my VMs. So this, what you see right here is Kali Linux being started up. And then I also have Windows 7. So Windows 7 is going to be my victim. And Kali Linux is going to be the hacker. So let's go ahead and start this with, let me just make sure my connection is good. Okay, let's go. Okay, so quick check. I'm going to go ahead and get my IP address because I'll be needing that later. I'm going to say if config. Okay, so this is my IP address 192.168.11.131. Okay. Now I'm going to get a new terminal up. Let's go ahead and zoom this in. And I'm going to say Empire. Okay, so Empire is the tool that I'll be using. And here it says listeners and agents. I'm actually going to create a listener and I'm going to create, we are going to be able to see agents. So what are listeners? What are agents? You see, when I send the malware out to the victim, how am I going to know when the victim clicks open the attachment? I won't be able to monitor that. So if I create a listener, just like how the word sounds, the listener is going to listen to incoming connections. Yeah. Am I sharing my screen, guys? Can you just confirm that? Yes, there is. Okay, thank you. Just give me a moment to sip some water. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is why we create a listener. So I'm going to go ahead and say listeners. Wrong spelling there. Listeners. Wrong spelling again. Listeners. Okay, so it says no listeners currently active. So I'm going to say set name hacker1. And we're going to go ahead and execute that. Okay, so that is ready. And then I'm going to say use stager. If I double tap, it's going to give you a few options that you can pick from. I'm going to go with macro. I'll explain why I'm going with macro later. And then I'm going to put in the hacker's listener's name, which is hacker number 1. Use stager macro hacker 1. That's correct. Execute this as well. And now it says the malware is ready. It is at this destination. I'm going to go ahead and say new terminal. CAT-TMP macro. And there you have it. Malware is ready. This is how your malware looks like. They are gone the days where hackers actually sit in a dark room with dim lights and then, I'm working on zeros and ones and hours of working. No, those only happen. Those only happen in Hollywood movies. Yeah. So over here, our malware is now ready. So what am I going to do? I'm simply going to copy this malware. It's going to copy this code. Yep. And now I'm going to go over to our victim's device. I have a document prepared here. I'm going to go to view. I'm going to go to macro. I'm going to say view macro. And I'm going to say auto open this. going to say create, delete this, and now I'm pasting the malware that we just created. Yep. Let's go ahead and save this. Okay, so this is done saving, and I can actually close this and save this document as well. So now you saw me creating the malware, and I actually put the malware inside of this document. So we know that the malware is there. So right now over here on the hacker's machine, we are waiting for an incoming connection. Right, I'm waiting for an incoming connection. The moment the victim clicks open the document, there should be a connection coming in to our hacker. So let's go to the victim. Let's assume the victim actually received this document or attachment from the email. So I'm going to go ahead and click open this. What is this? ABC company invoice, and it looks like it's not relevant information. And that's what the victim is going to think. He's just going to close it and go on with his life. But on the hacker's site, you can see it says initial agent. It means that there is now a connection established. Yeah. So if I actually say agents, so agents are those victims. So if I send it out to 10 people and 7 people click open that attachment, I'm gonna have 7 agents. Yeah. So right now I only have 1 agent because only sent it out to 1 victim. And let's go ahead and copy this, and I'm going to say interact with this particular agent. So right now I'm interacting. Wow, a lot of you guys actually want to get your cameras up. Okay, now once I'm interacting, I'm going to go ahead and say info. I want to know about my victim over here. So this is the info that I'm getting. Yeah, username is Jack. So Mr. Jack has been compromised. What else information can we actually get from here? Mr. Jack is using Windows 7. Can we actually confirm that? Let me go over to my victim. I'm going to go to system information, and you see that Jack, Windows 7. So this is indeed our guy. Now, if I click on help, there will be a list of commands that I can actually run on my victim. I can start downloading. I can start displaying credentials. I can start taking screenshots. There are multiple things that I can actually do from my victim's end right now. Now, my question here is that what happened to our defenses? What happened to antivirus? Why didn't antivirus flag this? So let's go ahead and check that out. I'm going to go to this website called as Virus Total. So if you're an IT guy, you probably know what a Virus Total website is. So Virus Total is a website that it has multiple antivirus companies or softwares running on this, and it will help you check or inspect any files that whether it's malicious or not. You can go ahead and check the URLs and so on. So I'm simply going to take this file, drop it here, yeah, and we are going to start scanning it. So we know that there is a malware there. You saw me create a malware. You saw me put it into the macro, hide it into the macro, and when we clicked open it, it did establish a CNC connection. But right now, let's go ahead and see if our antivirus is actually picking that up. Okay, so you can see 63 different antiviruses are scanning it, and the results are already out here. Yeah. No security vendors and no sandboxes flag this as malicious. And these are all the results. And let's see if you use one of this, maybe. Yeah, we have Kaspersky, we have McAfee. Over here, we have Malwarebytes, we have Trend Micro, we have Bitdefender, we have Adware, we have so many commonly used antiviruses that did not detect it or did not flag it as malicious. Now, why is that? Can someone tell me why is that? Do you know? Okay, the answer is simple. I actually told you earlier that how an antivirus works. An antivirus works based on three things: signatures, patterns, and behaviors. So you just saw me create this 5 minutes ago. So how are these companies going to actually have the signature, behaviors, and patterns? This is a new variant. Thus, they think that this is good. There's nothing wrong with it. Yeah. Yes, this virus is newly created. Correct, Julius. So that is why antivirus is never enough. We need to be careful. You receive something, you receive an attachment, you need to check and verify that before clicking it open. Be aware and take your precautionary steps. Yeah. Bang Ash, how long do we have? I actually have another 2 demos. How long can we stay, Max?
We are 30 minutes to go.
Okay,
And,
because I was told
we'll also be taking some questions at the end as well. So roughly, I
Okay.
guess 15 to 20 minute max.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, one more demo. Before that, I'll just present some slides, and I'll just do the mobile demo. Yeah, mobile hacking demo. I think you guys are rooted to that, right? So this, if we have time, I'll show you how we can actually, how a hacker will be able to purchase goods from online, products worth thousands of dollars for just $1. That is possible. If we have time, I'll show you this. But right now, let's move on with mobile devices and mobile apps. Guys, just give me a moment. All right. So now talking about mobile devices, I think mobile devices play a huge role in our lives. Now we are always almost 24 hours with our mobile phones. Someone is unmuted, guys. Please mute yourselves. Yeah, thank you. Mobile phones play a huge role in our lives. From the time we wake up, I think the first thing that many of us look for is our mobile phones. It could be just snoozing our alarm clocks. It could be scrolling through social media. It could be sending good morning forwarded messages on WhatsApp. Yeah, it could be anything for this matter. And then we also bring our mobile phones into the shower. Many of us utilize it in our bathrooms. And we take it everywhere we go. We have it in our bedrooms and so on. We have a lot of information. Passwords are saved. Social media is there. Banking applications are there. Everything is on our mobile phone. Now, if our mobile phone gets compromised, our entire device or entire identity will get compromised. Yeah. Can you go back a few minutes ago, sir? Is there a problem? Can I have a copy of this video presentation? I'm so sorry, I won't be able to give you this because this is copyrighted by the company. Yeah. Bangladesh, I'm good, right? Sorry, just checking with you. I'm seeing a few messages. I'm just wondering.
Yes. It's the same here.
Thank you.
We cannot share that. These are the things that we will address at the end. But we cannot share the video.
Yeah, screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, guys, coming back. So there are 3 different layers or levels how an attacker can attack our mobile phone. Yeah, if you take a look on the right hand side over here, we have the device level, we have the network level, and we have application level. So let me break this down one by one. Let's talk about device level. Now, how many of us have the habit of purchasing unauthorized cables? Which means you go to a grocery shop, or you actually you're sitting at a restaurant. I don't know if this happens other places, but in Malaysia, sometimes when we are dining in, and then you actually have people just walk in and selling their products. Do you want a cable, sir? This is as cheap as $2. Do you want to purchase this? And many of us do. Why? I understand the original cables of your mobile phones, Apple or Samsung, may be expensive. So once that wants out, once it goes missing or something, we think twice to purchase the original cables. Yeah, rather, or proper third-party cables. We instead go for these cheap cables because all we want to do is charge. It does the job. Why do I pay additional $20-30 for a cable that is going to do exactly the same function? Yes, that makes sense. But you see, you need to be aware of this. It's called malicious charges. Now, what are these cables over here? If you go to this website, it's called as Hex5, and then go to products. There is a product that we call as OMG cable. So if you go to OMG cable, this is how the product looks like. They have Apple, Samsung, whatever cables, Type C, micro USB, whatever, everything is available. So what can this cable do? It is going to look exactly like your original cable, but it doesn't work exactly the same. Instead, it can do all of this. The moment you plug this cable into your device, it can push malware from the cable into your mobile phone. And other features, it has keystroke injection. When you're plugged in, everything that you're typing on your keypad will be captured. It can be sent through Wi-Fi to the hacker. It has geofencing. It can self self-destruct, and it has multiple payload slots. So these are malware slots, yeah, which means you can have multiple malwares in this particular cable. So if you buy these cables, they may be cheap, they may be expensive, they may look exactly like the same, but the functions are not the same. So how are you going to be able to detect these cables? As you can see, I'm going to show you a video. Yeah, you'll be able to see that it's not easy to detect the differences between these cables. Now, this device will actually tell you whether the cable is malicious or not. So if it lights up, it means it is malicious. If it doesn't, it's not. But how are you going to be able to differentiate it just by looking at it? So take a look at this, guys. As you can see, there are 3 cables. These are micro USB cables. If you ask me, they look identical. If you put it side by side, then there's a bit of difference there. But if you just take a look at one single cable, I don't think you'll be able to tell just by the looks of it. And using the detector, you see that this is the original cable. This is the OMG branded malicious cable. And this is just a different brand. And look how similar these two look. We also have that for Apple phones. Take a look at this. If you ask me, they all look identical. So this is the original one. This is OMG, and this is a different cable. So just by the looks at it, you won't be able to spot which one is malicious and which one is not. Now, if you have the habit of going and charging your mobile phones in public areas using USB slots, you need to be worried about another product over here as well. It is called as Demon Seed EDU. Yeah, you see, some of us, we go to the cafe, we go to Starbucks, we go to shopping malls, we have our cables, but we do not use a charging head. We just put it into the slot and we start charging our mobile phones. There is a problem with that. You see this small filler, you see that is sold out. Yeah, it is sold out. So this is how the Demon Seed EDU looks like. It comes with pre-configured malware. You can reconfigure it the way you want. Someone says they cannot see my presentation. I hope it's not on my side. Yeah. So if once you reconfigure this, the hacker can actually take this and place it into the USB slot. How many of us actually go and check the USB? Thank you. How many of us actually go and check the USB cables? Sorry, the USB slots. Is there anything inside? I don't think we do that, yeah? So the moment you take your original USB cable and you plug it into the slot, it is going to push malware into your device. So another advice is that do not use slots to charge, rather use your cable together with your charging head. That is going to be a better option for you. Now going back to our slides. So we are done with the device level attack, and then we also have the network level attack. Now do me a favor, go get your mobile phones and check if your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth is on. Now if your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is on, that is something you need to be worried about as well. Go ahead and switch that off if you're not using it. Now what happens when your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth is on? It is a process that is called as beaconing. The moment you get disconnected from a Wi-Fi network and you did not switch off your Wi-Fi on your mobile phone, it is going to continuously beacon looking for known Wi-Fi networks to reconnect. And that's why your battery gets drained out if you leave your Wi-Fi or your Bluetooth on. But many of us do this for seamless connection. We want seamless connection. Right now I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi. I'm driving out, it's going to get disconnected. The moment I reach my office, I do not want the hassle of taking my phone out and switching on, turn on Wi-Fi and connect. I want it to connect immediately. Yeah, so that's why some of us do that. But there is a product out there, same website. It is called Wi-Fi Pineapple. Now, just like how it looks, yeah, this guy is a devil. It's a very tiny device. What this device does is that it can actually identify beaconing devices at a range or radius of approximately 200 meters. So if your Wi-Fi is on, it is not connected to a Wi-Fi, and I am there seated with this Wi-Fi Pineapple, your phone, your Wi-Fi in your phone is actually going to start beaconing, looking for known Wi-Fi. It's going to get connected. This Wi-Fi Pineapple can generate a wireless network with no security, which means immediately you're going to get connected. Let me give you an example so that you can actually understand this better. Yeah. So right now you are in your house, and then you're connected to your home Wi-Fi. Let's name it as house 123. And then now you're driving out of your home. It's going to get disconnected from house 123. The moment that happens, your mobile phone, the Wi-Fi is going to keep on beaconing, looking for house 123, continuously beaconing. So you're traveling to office. Before that, you actually stop by Starbucks. You want to get a cup of coffee. And then am I seated with this Wi-Fi Pineapple right there at Starbucks. So your phone may be in your pocket, could be in your handbag. It's constantly beaconing for house 123. And I am there with this. Wireless network is generated, no password needed. I see you, you're looking for house 123. I identify myself as house 123. The moment you see me, the moment you find me, your Wi-Fi is going to get connected to the Wi-Fi Pineapple. And then the Wi-Fi Pineapple will push malware into your device, and we call that as over the air attack. You see this over here? OTA, over the air attack. Yeah, so now the malware is inside of your mobile phone. You may not be aware of it. You are walking out of Starbucks, it gets disconnected. Now you drive to your office. You connect to your office Wi-Fi. This malware now can start moving through the network, infecting one after another. Yeah, so that is your network level attack. So be sure to turn off your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth if you're not using it. Next, let's talk about application level attack. Now, for example, I'm going to give you, ask you a question. You buy a new mobile phone, and then you are actually going to download an application, for example, WhatsApp. You go to your Play Store, you go to your App Store, you actually see, you type on WhatsApp, and then there are two results. One says WhatsApp, and then the second one says WhatsApp 2022. Which one will you pick? Can you actually type that on the chat box? Are you going to go with WhatsApp option 1, or are you going to go with WhatsApp 2022? You can just type 1 or 2. Which one will you actually choose? Okay, so Roland is going to go with WhatsApp. John is going with WhatsApp. Okay, so most of you guys are going with WhatsApp. Okay, but if you ask me, not everyone will go for WhatsApp. Some will actually go for WhatsApp 2022. And if you ask them, they'll tell you it says 2022. It's the latest version. Now, why would I go and download an outdated application? That's what they'll tell you. Yes, logical. But any application can be downloaded by anyone, can be cloned and re-uploaded to your Play Store or your Apple Store. That is possible. Yeah. So what if one of these are cloned application? So that is what I'm going to show you now. Right now, I'm going to show you a demo. I'm going to be cloning an application. What application am I going to be cloning? I'm not sure if you know this application. It's a gaming application. It's called Pokemon Go 2022. So I'm going to clone Pokemon Go 2022. Once it is cloned, I do not have the time to put it up on Play Store because it's going to go through checkings and testings and so on, and that's going to take like 2-3 weeks. We do not have that much of time. I'm rather simply going to create a cloned website application, and then I'm going to drag and drop it into my mobile phone, and then I will show you how this mobile phone can get hacked. Yeah, so we have like 5-10 minutes. I'm going to quickly get this up. So first things first, I'll show you how I'm going to clone this. This is a bit technical, but don't worry. I just want to show you how the process of it takes place. Yeah. So let me bridge this, and then I'm just going to copy and paste the commands because it is quite long. So let me go ahead and get the commands up. Let's wait for a connection. Connection is in. I'm going to go ahead and check my IP address 192.168.0.195. That is great. Now I'm going to copy this command and let me bring it to you. Let's get a new terminal up. Let me paste that here. And the moment I click enter, you'll see this is the original version. And then you're going to see a clone version actually pop up there. Okay, so as you can see, this is the clone version. So I'll just run through what is happening over here. So MSF Venom is a framework, and root desktop, it's in giving me the information that the original version is on the desktop, which is what I actually showed you earlier. Android, because I'm going to be hacking an Android mobile phone. Metapreter means a memory interpreter. Reverse TCP, the connection needs to come in reverse to where? To this IP address, the hacking machine's IP address. Port totally up to me. And once the application is cloned, it will be stored on the desktop named Pokemon Go 2022. Yep. And then what are we going to do here is, as you can see over here, it's not just cloning, it is actually adding or poisoning this application with permissions that initially were not there. Yeah, all of these initially were not there. Send SMS, read SMS, record audio, all of this access were not given or is not there on the original version. But this version, it's my version, so I'm going to go ahead and put this up. No worries. So once this is cloned, I'm actually going to use a micro USB cable here, and I have a Huawei Nova 2i mobile phone here, and I'm going to simply just drag and drop. Yeah, so it is done cloning. I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Let's put it here, and I'll be able to, just give me a moment. I'll also be mirroring this so that you guys will be able to see everything that is happening here. Okay. This is done. Now we plug this in. Okay, connect to a virtual machine, Kali Linux. Okay. So this is my mobile phone. Let me double click on that. Internal storage. Let's go to downloads. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, so now we just cloned this. I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this inside of this. Okay, so that is done, which means now I can remove this guy here, removed, and I'm going to go ahead and mirror the screen so that you guys are able to see everything that is happening around my mobile phone. Yeah, let's go ahead and say screen mirroring. Just give me a moment. One moment. Just a moment, yeah, guys. It'll be better if I can show you everything that is happening on my mobile phone. Let me just see if I can get to. It is not. It is not. What is the issue here? Just give me a moment. Let me try to get this up. Is there Wi-Fi connection? Wi-Fi is good. Connecting. Okay, meanwhile, we also have to create a listener like always. So let me go ahead and do that here. Meanwhile, waiting for the mobile phone to actually get connected here, I'm going to go ahead and say MSF console. Okay, the mobile phone is up. Great. Okay. So is it moving? Oh, it's not moving. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so it is here. We are going to install it in a while. So now, okay, running out of time. Let's quickly do this. MSF console. Okay, starting up MSF console. Metasploit, and then we gotta say use multi-handler. Okay, which means I must be able to handle multiple incoming connections, and then I'm going to say set payload Android, because Android phone. If it's iOS Apple, then you just say iOS. And I'm going to say metapreter, and then I'm going to say reverse underscore TCP. That's great. Okay, so now I'm going to set the host or the IP address. So it was 192.168.0.195. Is that correct? Let me just go and do a quick check. 192.168.0.195. That is correct. Enter, and then we are going to set the port, which earlier we actually went with 4444. So let's do that as well. And now we're actually ready. The moment if I click on exploit, you'll be able to see that it's going to start looking for connections. Okay, now coming back to our mobile phone. Okay, you see everything that I'm doing, right? Okay, great. I'm going to go to files, and then I'm going to actually install this on my mobile phone. Yeah, you see that? Install. Okay, so now let me tell you that this Pokemon Go application is usually given out to a lot of students that attend certified penetration testing classes and so on. So we have made this application, this particular cloned Pokemon Go application, not to be stealthy as possible. Yeah, we do not want it to do, we do not want people to start misusing it. Thus, you will actually see this message pop out because it is created to do that. But if a hacker, he wouldn't want to actually prompt you with this kind of messages. Yeah, he's going to say there's nothing wrong with this. So let's go ahead and open that up. And this is another problem. We always do not check when it asks us for permissions. We are going to say allow. you know what, allow everything. I'm just going to go ahead and allow everything. This is what we say. We just want to quickly go and start utilizing the application or software or whatever. So it's starting up. Just give it a moment. Starting up. Pokemon Go is here. Okay. So now if we remove Pokemon Go, you go back to my home screen, you will be able to see here. Yeah, Pokemon Go is there. So now I'm going to say exploit. And now I'm waiting for an incoming connection. So the moment I go and click open Pokemon Go, you can see it says MetaPredator session 1 opened. Yeah. So now what am I going to do? I'm simply going to click on help. Help me. And once I click on help, you are able to see that there are a list. I hope you guys can see this. Let me zoom in. There are a list of whatever that I can do. I can start taking a screenshot. I can do all of this. I can record mic. I can webcam list, because these days we have a lot of cameras, right? Back we have 3, front we have 2, and so on. So there's a list for that. I can start streaming it. I can start reading SMS and so on. So let's go ahead and try one of this. I'm going to go ahead and say dump SMS from this mobile phone. So it says that it has saved it to this location 2553. Let's go ahead here and say 2553. See that? These are all the SMSs that are in my mobile phone or from my mobile phone. Whether it's incoming, whether it's outgoing, the time, the date, the message, everything is on here. We have actually extracted that information from the mobile phone. Okay, how about we try doing this? Yeah, webcam stream. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to say webcam underscore stream. Now you see that I'm actually streaming this, and this is my workspace right now, and everything that you're seeing right here is through this webcam over here. And it doesn't matter if you leave the application. As you can see there, I've actually left the application. It doesn't matter if you are on screen lock. As long as the application is running on the background, I have access to you. Yeah? Only when I actually remove it, which means I clear it. Okay, take a look at the mobile phone. Yeah, I'm actually going to clear or remove, stop it from running from the background. The moment I do that, you can see it stopped. Yeah, the video stopped. And if I close this, you can see MetaPredator session 1 died. Well, there's no problem with that actually. Okay, if I go ahead and I say exploit again, it is going to wait for another incoming connection, and the moment I click on Pokemon Go, it's going to give me another connection up. Yeah, so this is what hackers do. And sometimes the moment you install that application, they take privilege of staying on the background all the time. So as long as they are running on the background, as long as the malware is active, the CNC connection is established and it is never going to die, which means the hacker has total control over your device and he will be able to do anything that he wants. Yeah. And the video quality is depending on the mobile phone and my Wi-Fi connection as well. So it may differ sometimes. Yeah, guys. So I feel we are at the end of our session. And I do not want to leave you hanging with streaming the video chat, the video stream on my mobile phone. How can you protect yourself from this particular thing from happening? Number one, always check your developer. So when you download an application, for example, if you're going for iPhones, always make sure that you check the developer. If it's WhatsApp, the developer has to be WhatsApp. If the developer is user 132 or something like that, then you have to check. Chances are it could be a cloned application. If it's on Android, go ahead and check the issued by. Issued by should be WhatsApp, for example. Yeah. And also you can implement or start having this on your mobile phone. It is called mobile threat defense. Yeah. So if you have mobile threat defense, it will be able to protect you from these attacks. Let me just go ahead, and there are multiple MTDs, they call it, mobile threat defenses. You can go ahead and choose whichever you want, whichever you're comfortable with. Yeah. So this is one example of a MTD, mobile threat defense. It is by Zimperium. It's called Zips. So if you have this on your mobile phone, it will actually check and tell you if there are any applications that are malicious before you actually click on something. If there is a suspicion of some sort of malicious activity or malware inside of those documents, it's going to give you an alert. Yeah. So if you guys have any questions, you can always go to this site. You can actually go and check out the FAQs here. How different is it from an antivirus? Why do you need mobile threat defenses? How does it work? And all of these questions are here. So I hope this will actually help you out. And we are at the end of our session right now. And
Yes.
questions? Any questions, guys?
Keyword, it was extremely, great, very intense, to be really honest. Very technical, very, comprehensive. So we are open for the questions. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, is it possible to bypass Windows security? Yes, if there is a vulnerability, it is possible for the hacker to actually use that particular vulnerability to exploit, or rather to use that as a entry point into your device or your systems. Yeah. And if you have not updated the patch, the software updates, it means you will be left vulnerable, and that can be used against you. To answer your question, Kent, using an Android phone, sometimes the application asks if you allow access to camera. If you don't, it will still be prone to those attacks. If you don't allow access, then it's not the malware or the program is, the software is not going to have access to the camera. So okay, so what you can do is you can go ahead and start checking all your applications. Yeah, many applications will be having permission to your location, to your camera, to your microphone. Sometimes a photo grid will have access to your location. Now, why does a photo grid needs access to your location? Is it going to check the map to actually edit your photos? No. Yeah. So if you actually have a GPS application, and then the GPS application has access to your gallery. Now, what is a GPS application going to do with your photos? Is it going to see your selfies and then start showing you the route? No. So why do we actually give access to these applications? If it does not need camera access, then just go ahead and don't give that out. Is there someone? Okay, that is how full course. Okay, so when you are using an Android phone, sometimes the application asks if you allow access. So I think that is the same question here. Okay, thank you. Okay, is Zips vulnerable for doing? I don't actually understand your question. Zips is the MTD, the mobile threat defense technology. It's just like for antiviruses, we have Avira, we have Kaspersky. So just like that, for MTDs, one of it is Zips. Yeah, I just showed you one of the available MTDs. You can go ahead and get other MTDs. It will help you detect or prevent malicious activities in your mobile phone. That's what MTD does. Why is it in the market? This product seems to be dangerous to the society. Yeah, there's no control over it. People somehow find a way to get it out there on the application store. So So we have to be careful. Yeah. How about on firewalls in servers? This is related to what? Can you just confirm that, Rose? Okay. Quick questions. Check the permission. Okay, I think most of the questions are repetitive. So I hope, guys, that the last one, formatting your phone or Windows, will the virus or exploit be gone? Yes, for some cases. If it's no for some extreme cases. Most cases, if you format, it will clear off your malware. Some cases, the malware actually sits in the kernel of your device, and in that case, sometimes formatting is not going to help. Okay, so guys, so using VPN app, is it safe? VPN depends on what VPN. If you're using the free VPN, then I'm not so sure to say if it's safe. If you're using a paid version, and uh, a few VPN applications out there, softwares out there are reliable. Like for example, NordVPN, NORD. Those are reliable ones. But mostly the free ones, if someone is offering you something for free, we should actually think, why are they offering that for free? Yeah. So it depends. Is Facebook possible to clone? Any applications are possible to clone, guys. It will work exactly the same unless there are software updates. It's not going to be updated. So based on that, you will be able to know, but it will look exactly the same because it's a cloned version. So always be sure to check on the developer of the application when you're downloading that application. Also, when you purchase, for example, a vacuum cleaner, and then they tell you you need to download an application, don't simply go and look up for it. Rather, check if there's any QR code given by the product. If you scan that QR code, then chances are you're definitely going to get the exact software or application that the product advises you to use. So that is a better option to do. So there are actually quite too many questions. 2 hours wasn't enough. I couldn't actually put everything, cram everything up and deliver it to you guys, but I hope I did give you some good knowledge, and I hope this session was fruitful. Thank you so much for joining this session today, and I believe there will be a fifth Philippines Skilling Summit somewhere around end of this year, maybe. So maybe you guys can actually come ahead, go ahead and join us there.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed, Kevin, and thank you very much to everyone. It was indeed very intensive discussion, very comprehensive. But yes, as you mentioned rightly, that whole things cannot be covered in this 2 hours. But we're looking forward for the next Philippine Scaling Summit. And thank you very much to all the participants, particularly been sharing the links for the attendance and for the feedback as well. So do attend that, and then accordingly you can claim your certificate from there. So until have a very nice day, and see you in the next session. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Thank you, Bang Ash.